Hello, everybody. Should be live, hopefully. I don't know if it's working. I see Aaron's here. Aaron, could you just let me know if it's coming through because I'm not using StreamYard. I'm using something else today. But I am joined by a very special guest, of course, which you know from the thumbnail. So, ladies and gentlemen, please give a very warm welcome to Mr. Shawn D. Standfast. Shawn, how's it going? You all right?
Yeah, I thought you mentioned the sound effects, so I was waiting for that.
Yeah, no, it's quite good. I like this. I guess I could have done a drum roll. Introducing the one and only Shawn D. Standfast. Hooray!
Okay.
Yeah, that's enough of that. Oh, we got a nice comment there from Aaron. So this is quite good. I don't understand though whether it's supposed to be doing that. Well, I suppose it's just in case, but it says it's live, but it's also recording. But I guess it's just maybe some kind of default or something. It
Or
says
you have to, once it's live, you're going to have to upload it onto uh, YouTube rather than the StreamYard does it automatically.
no. I think it'll do it automatically, just as you get the first 7 minutes recorded for free. So maybe it's just in case I wanted to keep it on here and then do something with it later. We'll find out. I mean, it is all brand new. So hey, Brandy, good to see you.
Right?
Oh, thank you, Jim.
Like that. Uh,
Boop that like button. So I know there's not much point in asking you what you've been reading, or is there?
well, I read the Christmas Carol, and I've been reading because I've been trying to dig out most of my science fiction, and I've been going through my Clifford Simak stuff. So I've been reading sort of introductions and other things that he had written. Like today, I was just this one here. Um, he wrote a forward to this one,
Uh
which
huh.
I used to have a long time ago. I actually was sent this, and I'd actually forgotten that he forward. I picked this up and I go, oh, yeah, it must have one of his city stories in, yeah. And then it's like, no, it doesn't. But then, oh, it's got the forward by him. Oh, cool.
Oh, okay. Oh,
And
very
and
cool.
then all of a sudden, the memory started, the brain cells started clicking together.
Looks like you're sitting there in the Playboy Mansion with your dressing gown on, and or is it smoking jacket?
It's a bathrobe. But yeah, no, it's a little nippy here, and I still try not to turn the heat on too much. So if I can sit and be comfortable without the heat on too much, I will do that rather than spend £10 to heat it.
I thought Brandy was saying it's great to see you two alive. Thanks, Brandy. Uh, Morning there, Courtney. Good to see you. Jim, I have Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn. If I want to hit my Goodreads target of 100 books for the year, I read a Silverberg sci-fi earlier in the month.
Which one? Which one by Silverberg?
Yeah, which one? Thought that was going to come up.
I always wanted a smoking jacket, even though I don't smoke. I always wanted a smoking jacket. Like what I want is a smoking jacket and a nice oak paneled room, with a fireplace,
What about one of those smoking hats as well?
A smoking hat.
Yeah, have you
The
not seen them? They're like,
smokes?
sorry?
An actual hat that smokes?
No, no, it's I don't know. It's like a circular hat that you put. It's not quite like a fez. Well, a fez but shorter, and usually it has like like a dongle or something on it.
Well, that sounds like something from Cambridge or Oxford.
Oh, I think yeah, but it wasn't. It's circular. Without it doesn't have the. It's like it's circular. It doesn't have the mortarboard on top, but it has like a. I guess it was to protect the hair maybe and
Oh,
stuff. Perhaps
not familiar with that one.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Apparently, the Silverbird book is Nightwings.
Okay. I'm sure I've read that, but I can't off the top of my head remember what it's about.
Jim's here. Hi, Jim. I won't do the hello, Jim. I can't do it anyway. So
Yeah, smoking hat is not a thing that I'm sort of readily knowledgeable about.
I'm
I've
sure I'm
seen
not.
I've seen the monkey grinders wear round ones with a tassel.
Really?
Yeah.
Uh, I'm I'm right though. I'm right. I believe. Hang on. Let's see.
Oh,
So we can see a smoking jacket there. See what that gentleman's wearing in that picture?
oh, okay. I've seen that, but I never knew it was a smoking. I think I can see it. Yeah,
Maybe.
the well, okay, the brandies. Yeah,
Yeah, like that.
okay.
Something like that would be a smoking jacket. So yeah, I agree there, Brandy. The logo is perhaps a bit more distracting, isn't it? But well, that's
Uh,
better, isn't it? That's how we should have it. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Yeah, but I don't know. I kind of like it so far. I like the user friendliness of it, um, and I think because you get longer. You get 30 hours a month on the free plan instead of 20. Although you are limited to only 2-hour live streams, which might be a problem sometimes. But yeah, it is annoying that the logo keeps moving. I suppose if it didn't move, um, it wouldn't matter. It
yeah, it
wouldn't
wouldn't.
as
It wouldn't be
much.
so bad if it didn't move.
Yeah. Obviously, if you upgrade, you can remove it, but it is just a kind of a you know.
Well,
Uh,
I can see the comments, which is a plus. Like anybody who's a guest can see the comments, and it's also tells you how long the comment's been there, or at least
yeah,
it does.
yeah. I just got the notification saying that the free recording limit was reached, but it's still live. At least I'm assuming it's still live. It says it is, so hopefully that's still going on. Uh, and the whole bottom of the screen is covered. Well, yes and no, but in some ways, I don't know. I like the way it kind of just pushes us up. I don't think that's that
I
bad.
suppose if you're on a phone, then it would make a big difference.
Possibly. You're obviously on your tablet, right? So,
Yeah.
um, Richard Burton wearing a smoking hat. Good.
I think I have seen. He's sitting in a white shirt or a whitish shirt or something. I think I know exactly which picture uh,
Uh,
you're talking about there.
I know I can always be guaranteed to get unasked for feedback from you, Brandy. Don't worry. But no, it's exactly what I wanted, really. I mean, I don't plan to use it all the time. I was thinking of getting the paid for one for StreamYard, and someone else suggested this one because when I did my Patreon live the other day, we were hit finally by that limit of only 6 people on at one time, whereas this one gives you 10 or 12 people on at one time in the free version. And so I thought it could be an alternative. So yeah, but you're right. That is quite annoying. The logo. Yeah. Sorry, Paladin, but it is just it's
See
just a
that I
trial run.
see I can't read it on when it's on the screen underneath, but I can read it on the right hand side. But now I got to scroll back to that one. I think. Yeah.
If you were affairs on stream, Sean, you have to say just like that.
Yeah. What's the just like that? I don't catch that at the moment.
Oh my God, Tommy Cooper.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, check it out. It seems I've heard positive things from it. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, Brandy's on her cell phone, so making coffee. So what we got? Oh, there's quite a few comments. I'm surprised we got 16 people so early on in the day. Actually, I guess although Jim's just running out now for a bit, gonna try and get back before we're done. Okay, we'll be on Brandy's TV in a bit.
Oh, that's scary.
So yeah, um, but you're ready to hit reading again come January.
Try. Well, it's just because I'm finding I can't do a whole lot. Sort of unpacking in a day because if I try to do too much, I'm just a total wreck. So if I can figure out a balance between doing something, which meaning I think uh, opening a box and then I'll be going, I'll be coming downstairs in the morning, and then so at least I'm going up once. So maybe if that's all I do in the day in the evening is go up with a bag of books, but it does take more to carry a bag of books upstairs than myself because it's the added extra.
Yeah, yeah. No, I can imagine that. Um, oh, so we're one of those, are we? You're lying in bed before you get up in the morning, scrolling through YouTube. Oh, look, they're live. Yeah, yeah, we've all been there. What am I reading right now? Well, I've got two to finish before the deadline of New Year's. One of them is in the Indifferent Stars Above, which is about the Donner Party. I'm almost finished it. I've literally got like maybe two chapters to go. You know about the Donner Party, I guess, Sean, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is
Is,
pretty grim
is it a
reading.
book?
Sorry?
Is it a cookbook?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, it's how you put together a party with party favors.
Yeah. Yeah, it gives new meaning to having your family for dinner. It's horrible. Very grim. Very grim. Um, so I've got that to finish off. And then the other one, I've got 200 or so pages left to go in Nicholas Nickleby, which I'm really enjoying. I have to say, it's a really really good book. So it probably will be the last corker of 2023. So, hey Sean, your backside. Something about your backside. Oh, get off your backside probably, and start entertaining us. We need videos.
That means dancing, I suppose. Is that's going to be kind of difficult with my hip and my leg, but I suppose I could lean on something and do the. Too bad you don't have the correct music for that now.
I don't know what we got. Oh dear, oh dear. Um, let's see. Paladin can only click the like button once. Well, once is enough. Thank you very much. Is it a cookbook? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was. It is very interesting. I think one of the things that really shocked me is when the author starts talking about how literally like a year later, it wouldn't have been an issue. They would have stumbled across gold miners and encampments and things all along the way that they had gone. So, they wouldn't necessarily have faced the situation and things that they were facing.
How many
Um,
native
sorry?
how much native sort of stories or memories do they put into what you're reading? Because I remember reading something, I think it's probably about 5 or 10 years ago, that it wasn't until recently that people actually started looking at the local natives story, like their memories that have been passed down about this, because nobody has, and it's kind of changed the whole what was happening thing, as well.
Well, I can't remember if I'd read it in an article I read about the Donner Party or whether it was in the book. But there were moments when apparently the indigenous population did try to help them,
Yeah, yeah.
but they were met they were met with like rifle shots, and people thought that they were, I guess, coming to hurt them or to steal stuff or whatever. So yeah, but the worst part was like they had to kind of what do you call them, like Mexican Indians, like Mexican Native Americans. I don't know, but they had like Spanish names, like Valencia or something like that. And they were there to try and show some of these people the way out. And then when they started talking about eating each other, they said, "We'll eat those two first," because of course they weren't white. Yeah, it's horrible. It was like their first instinct was, "Yeah, we'll just." But those two slipped away in the night, probably wisely, so they didn't get eaten. But yeah, this will make you feel at home.
What's that? What's
It's a
oh
beaver. Yeah, for Elvis, it was one of his Christmas presents from Santa Claus. But he doesn't do his thing anymore because I think Elvis has broken it. But what have we got here? Castle Beckons just sort of pop in and say Happy New Year to you both. Well, thank you very much. Happy New Year to you as well. Yeah, Paladin, it's really amazing, to be honest. And what is more surprising is just how many of the survivors were actually children. I think around 40 something people survived out of over 80, maybe more, and well over 30 of them were children. So that's kind of interesting. Of course, some of those children did survive by actually eating their parents, which is pretty harsh. I mean, it's going to take you time to get over something like that. Brandy says she's happy with you dancing, Sean. She'll take it. It's your New Year's resolution, isn't it, to get your OnlyFans up and running? Wanda just finished my travels with myself and another by Martha Gellhorn, and she loved it. How wonderful. Yes, Brandy, we can do music, and this thing can do all sorts of stuff. No, StreamYard, as far as I'm aware, doesn't, at least on the free plan. Yeah, yeah, I am also getting slightly annoyed by the logo because I keep seeing it out of the corner of my eye, but you'd think it would calm down a little after a bit, but or maybe it has.
it seems like it's gotten worse.
Has it? It hasn't moved for a little bit. I'm watching
Oh,
it.
it just moved when you were saying that.
Ah, there we go. Yeah, so I don't know. So what was yeah, and Nicholas Nickleby. So those two, I've got to get finished by tomorrow at 11:59, and of course that's coming. I've got less time than the rest of you, right? Because it's I'm closer towards the um, uh, to the new year. So, okay. Well, Paladin's getting used to it. I suppose it's only if we bring it up that people will start to notice it again.
Yeah, I suppose you would after a while. You can get used to a lot, and that's a problem.
So have you given any thought? I mean, you mentioned I think it was on one of your lives with Aaron. I think, or maybe somewhere, maybe it was in your video actually. Some of your plans for next year, such as going through your science fiction reference library,
Yeah.
and that kind of thing. Have you any other uh, perhaps channel plans? Maybe I know you're still obviously dealing with the fact you have to get the house and everything in order, and that's going to take you a while. But if you didn't have that, had you any particular ideas for the coming year? Um,
Not really. I didn't really think of too much. A lot of it is going to be probably catching up from this year,
Yeah.
most likely, and then just doing a few other things. So 2024 could be just my catch up year, and doing a few other things. I am going to. I'm putting my PIMAC sort of thing on hold, like the big project of that, because I realize it's just going to take me a long time to assemble what I want to do it with, and so I'm just going to read about maybe 4 books this year and sort of do them as a read along type thing and buddy reads. So that's about the only thing really.
Yeah. Of course, the big buddy read starts in January, doesn't it?
Yeah, this yeah, hopefully because I still got to finish something else as well. Like I got to finish the fourth
Yeah.
book of the Hyperion cantos before I think it's I don't know who else is in it. Brandy, Scott Danielson, and I don't know who else for the Dying Earth stories by Jack Vance. So I want to finish the reread of the Rise of Endymion before I do that.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. This is a monster, as Paladin says. It is absolutely a monster. It's quite. It's quite heavy too. But I do think it is shorter than Les Mis.
I wonder if wait a minute. No, I just thinking. Sorry, I was just wondering if I could control the comments as well because Brandy has asked if you're going to read Hunchback.
Yes, well, no, that's on the back burner. It won't be in January. I can assure you of that, Brandy. But it will be sometime in the first half of 2024.
Yeah, I'll
Can't give
probably
you more on that.
join you on that and try to catch up maybe on some of the like I got a lot to catch up on. That's the one thing. Oh, Brian Mr is doing Dying Earth as well. So
Yeah, science fiction stuff. I don't understand all that. So
well, it does take a higher intellect. So
yeah, I'm sure it does. I can well believe it. Well, though, having said that, knowing some people that like science fiction, I'm not entirely sure that that's true. Some of them, who shall remain nameless. And I wonder how many of them are sitting there going, I wonder if he means me. Well, I could do. You never know. What is what's that in reference to?
is that it maybe later in the year? I don't know, or by the end of the first half.
It could be, yeah. It could be. It's just gotten away from me, Brandy. It's difficult.
Did you
With War
finish
and
all
Peace.
the others? I haven't really been keeping up because
No, no. Of the 12, I got, I think three I missed.
okay, well I missed I think from July on, I guess.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Hmm. Oh yeah, not reading Hunchback in January. Yeah, no. Well, had you really counted on it, Brandy? Because I mean, I'm sure you can find something else to occupy yourself for a couple of months. But
Well,
no, I
this
think it's too much with War and Peace, and then of course with the yeah, Brandy, join us. You know, join us.
well this is shorter. I think it's shorter than Les Miserables, isn't it?
I think it is. I think it is. Um, this. Yeah. My God, though, it's gonna take. I'm surprised how long Nicholas Nickleby took me, and it wasn't, and it is very enjoyable.
Well,
So,
then
do
should I try to do this in a week then?
you think you could?
Not now, but well, last year it only took me 10 days to do Les Miserables. I think wasn't it?
Yeah, but you've read Les Miserables like a million times. I mean, you probably, went through it
Oh, I
quite
did
quick.
in bed.
You
I read
know?
it fully.
I mean, the one I really want to reread. It's a big reread for me, but I don't think it's going to happen next year. Maybe the year after is Count of Monte Cristo. I want to read again. So,
Yeah, I did that.
um,
I did that in January last year as well. So
yeah,
I do both in January. I might have done. Yeah.
think you did. Hi, MJ. Good to see you.
Hello.
Yeah, Randy was devastated. You refuse to read War and Peace. It sounds awful. Well, I don't. I mean, you can say a lot of things about War and Peace, I think, but I wouldn't ever say I've ever thought it sounded awful. Um, I mean, look. I mean, Simon Sharma says a book that you don't just read, you live. So
Where does it say that?
at the
Oh,
top,
in the back. Yeah.
yeah, at the top on the back. Um, Jim's last two Dickenses took 2 months apiece. Oh, 2 months apiece. Okay, all right. I won't feel too bad then. I'm guessing you've read Nicholas Nickleby, Jim. Did you like it? I have to say, I'm really enjoying it. And Brandy, have you? So you like Count of Monte Cristo? Have you read? Have you read Les Mis? Uh, Brandy lives. SF. What's that? Sexual fantasy? I just arrived as Mark was saying something about sci-fi fans. I assume he was accusing us of all being handsome devils. Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, I wasn't at all accusing anyone of anything. I respect everybody's right to read what they want. It's just I was responding to Shawn when he said, being reading science fiction, they are higher intellect, and I said, well, perhaps not all of them. So, sorry, you have to excuse me because Elvis is doing something he shouldn't be doing. What are you doing? He's determined um, to destroy this, and I refuse to let him, at least for a while. So, what have we got here? Yeah, you live it because it takes a chunk of your life to finish. Yeah, that's probably true. Um, so why don't you read Les Mis then, Brandy, and I will. When you finish that, we'll read The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Well, I think Scott Bryant has Les Mis sometime this year or in 2024. So, like I told him, when that happens, if I don't have anything else planned, I might jump in and reread it again because I have no problem of rereading it again.
So Jim's got two Dickens books to complete
Oh
the
wow!
full works, and that's Nicholas Nickleby and Barnaby Rudge. Well, if it helps so far, and as I said, I've only got 200 pages left. Really enjoyed it. So, uh, Jim, back again. Welcome back. And Summer's here. Great to see you. Hi. I just got home from work. Yeah, wow. So it's been an all-nighter then. Um. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's pretty good, Jim, for having read everything. Except I haven't read all of Dickens either. Like there's still many that I haven't read, and I like it's in the back of my mind. I'd like because I reread Bleak House last year, or was it the year before? I can't remember now. But I really enjoyed it. It fired me up to thinking I'd like to actually do a read through of all of Dickens, but that's a big chore, you know. And I've got like probably a half a dozen other authors that I say I want to read through, you know.
What I'm doing Bleak House. I'm doing that for my Patreon book club. I'm doing that in March because I thought it would tick off both March of the Mammoths and March Mystery Madness. So that's there. And the other one I want to get done this year is Martin Chuzzlewit as well. But when I was talking with my patrons, they were discussing reading Is It Demon Copperhead? And some of us, including myself, haven't read David Copperfield yet, so we'd have to read that before. But
Demon
um,
Opera, what's that? I don't know
it's a book by Barbara. I always want to say Kingslover, but it's Kingsolver.
that.
It was quite a big hit. It seemed one of the books everybody was reading last year on BookTube.
I missed that then.
I think it's some kind of play on David Copperfield. So not, but having not read it, I don't know.
Well,
I couldn't.
the one thing I do, who held? Oh, I think it was Bill at Bill's Books. Like he's got Drood by or somebody held up in a book called Drood by Dan Simmons, and I want to read that, but I've got to reread the Mystery of Edmund Drood, Mystery of or whatever
The
they
Mystery of Edwin Drood, isn't it? Edwin or Edmund? Edwin.
Edwina Drood.
Edwina Drudo. Yeah. Yeah. No, that does look good. I also want to read The Terror by Dan Simmons as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. I've not read anything else by him except the Hyperion cantos, and and I love it so much, and I've reread it like 4 or 5 times now, and I think I'm on my fifth full read through, or well, okay, fifth read of I think the first two books, and maybe the fourth read of the final two, and I've not read anything else by him, and it's just that's not good because I like him so much. But then I suppose I'm afraid that he might not come up to snuff on the other ones.
Jim says he likes Dickens's later works. David Copperfield's his favourite, Our Mutual Friend, Bleak House, and Great Expectations. Yeah, I always liked Great Expectations. But I read Our Mutual Friend last December with Summer actually, and I think we enjoyed it. Yeah, and I kind of like to try and read a Dickens in December, which is why I went for Nicholas Nickleby. But yeah, Our Mutual Friend was great.
Yeah, the Great Expectations I think was it was that or Tale of Two Cities was the first that I read of his when I was in high school because I was given a stack of books by my English teacher over I think it was Christmas, and I liked them, but then I started reading the others, and it's like I like them better. Like Bleak House, I really like, and I still can't get over like the first paragraph. The first paragraph is just of the whole book is just to me just
Well,
amazing.
it's a bit harsh, isn't it? If like the best part of the whole book is just the first paragraph, it doesn't really give.
Oh, it's not the best part. I love the book so far as my favorite of his, but I like the first paragraph so much.
Mm. Yeah, Demon Copperhead won the Pulitzer Prize, and Jim hasn't read it yet.
I
Brian, I like science fiction, and I once touched an electric fence because I was too lazy to walk back to the barn for the tester. Could I be the science fiction idiot? No, Brian, it's not you.
I remember doing that when we were doing archaeology and uh, we doing test pitting. So we'd go through farmers' fields. It was a big project where they were going to do a landfill site. So they had 4 different locations that they were going to do. So we had to assess each property to see if there was any archaeological remains on there. And so we'd have either fields to walk or we test pit. And so there would be a lot of electric fences for the cattle. And yes, a lot of people didn't understand them. So I wound up, which was kind of interesting because they weren't too high most of the time. So I'd stand on them, but with steel toe boots and steel plates. So you still get a through the bottom of your feet.
You didn't pee against it then.
No, but I mean, I like they
Does
weren't
that
that
work?
bad.
Is that just a nonsense? I mean, if you pee,
I'm sure you will get a shock. I'm sure you will. But a lot of people, I was saying, well, just hold it aside because I was doing that. But then, it's like it got tiring after because you can't hold it. They're not that strong. It's like even if it's like household current in Canada, it's 120. It's not 240 like it is here, and even 240 here doesn't do much anyway. But anyway,
no, I mean, I remember when I was a kid, friends of mine, there was an electric fence near this kind of nature reserve we used to go to in Bermuda, and we used to just dare each other to touch it, and you touched it, and it was just like a tingle, really. It was not pleasant, but it wasn't like, But I
well,
do wonder.
it would come in waves. That's the thing. At least the ones there, it'd be
Uh,
like it'd be a wave type thing. At least I felt it through the feet. that way.
But now I'm curious about really what really happens if you pee on one. I'll have to find one. I'll
Well,
let you know.
I'm sure you'll
That'll
get a
be
shock of your life. It,
that'll be an interesting live event, won't it?
it'll be like peeing in Antarctica. You don't want to do that.
Yeah. What we got here? So Summer says she's only read the first Hyperion, and yes, our
What did you
mutual
think of
friend
it? What
was
did you think
great.
of the first? I kind of replied to some of the comments, especially one of my favorite books. So, what did you
Sorry,
think of Hyperion?
are we
And
waiting
if
for the
you've not read
response?
it, the rest of it, I'm assuming not that much. But anyway, go ahead.
Well, she might not be here, of course. She might have already left. I'm too slow getting through it. But our mutual friend was great. Yes, yes, it was. Really enjoyed it. Jim, we had to read A Tale of Two Cities at school. It put him off Dickens for decades. My school Dickens was Oliver Twist. And so the thing is, though, I do like, and I don't know if you agree with me, Sean, but I do like a lot of the Dickens films, though. I say a lot of them. I can
Well,
only
the
think of
BBC
three. No,
production.
I mean the old black and white. The
Oh,
is it John Mills in Great Expectations?
yeah,
Is it?
yeah. No, that's good because that's a David Lean film. Yeah, that
Yeah,
is.
and then Oliver Twist with Alec Guinness as Fagin. Brilliant, brilliant films.
I think one of the best Fagans was there was something called, I forget what it was called now, but it was a mishmash that they had of all the characters. It was a half-hour thing on the BBC, and
Dickensian, I think it was called.
yeah, and that was interesting. The ending wasn't that good, but the guy who played Fagin, I think, was one of the best, and I can't remember his name, but he's the commander on or the policeman in charge on Endeavor. And he was, I can't remember his name, but he was really really good. He's one of my favorite Fagans. But anyway,
Oh, okay. Oh, I don't know. I like Guinness as Fagin, and of course they had one of the best Bill Sykeses as well in that film version.
that's the musical one, and that's what
No,
I
no, 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 no. It's not musical. It's
yeah.
David Lean again. I'm sure it is. It's
Twist. I'm trying to remember now because it wasn't who you saying was Bill Sykes, because what's his the heavy drinker
yeah, yeah. Har, 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 har. Robert
he,
Newton.
that what?
Long John Silver. Robert Newton.
Oh, no, okay, no, I was thinking of the other guy,
Oliver Reed.
Oliver Reed, yeah, from the
Well, they're
he
both heavy drinkers, so yeah. Sorry, I'm chatting away again. What we've got here? The Chancery House in Bleak House is very Kafkaesque. I
yeah.
wonder if it inspired Franz.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. I wonder if it did, because yeah, it's like it's a black hole. That's all it is. It's a black hole, and it's like, what does Dante say to go into hell? Surrender all hope. Who enters here? That should be above the chancellery thing.
I vote for Mark peeing on an electric fence live. Well, yeah. Who- we can do it for. It can be my little thing for Sean's next fundraiser. Peeing an electric fence, the recipient does get a substantial temporary shock, which is not lasting and really is no more than pretty uncomfortable. I like the way that Jim had the caveat there, according to Google. Yeah, yeah. Okay, Jim. If some people might not believe you there, but yeah. So Summer did enjoy it
Yeah.
enough to buy the second, but not read the second one. So, um, Aaron really liked the Fall of Hyperion too, but haven't read past that.
No, they're really good as a whole. People do criticize the others because they're the first one is sort of structured around Is it Canterbury Tales? Not Canterbury Tale. Is it Canterbury Tale? Oh, Christ,
Chaucer.
my brain's
No?
gone. But anyway, it's like, and then the second one is a different sort of narrative structure. And then the third one is going back to the original narrative structure to a certain extent, and then the last one. But it's there's so much in it. Like every time I read it, I see other layers, and that's the thing. Like you could just read it as a space opera, just a fun thing, and you can enjoy it. And then all of a sudden you start looking at things. You look into Keats, John Keats. You look into uh, Teilhard der Chardin. You look into all this kind of stuff, religion, philosophy. It's just layer upon layer upon layer. It's like an onion that you just peel off if you want to.
Hmm. Back to Dickens. Oliver Twist is my least favourite Dickens. Oliver isn't convincing as a child. The book was so anti Semitic. Fagin was just referred to as the Jew for much of the book. Hmm. Aaron Hook this time. I read Great Expectations at school. I wasn't put off Dickens, despite the best efforts of the teachers in the English department, who seemed to hate anything written before 1980, especially poetry. Blimey, that's horrific.
Well, they would love my poetry then, because I was in 1981 was the first poem I ever wrote. So therefore,
There you go. Um, Aaron Hook again. I remember the head of English saying she didn't see the point of teaching poetry whilst teaching a class on poetry.
what?
There you have it. Yeah. Uh, yeah, I'm not so surprised that it's the least humorous of his works, though. A Tale of Two Cities, to be honest. But you can't imagine there's too much humour in Bleak House, is there?
There's a little bit, but yeah, there's not much.
Nicholas Nickleby quite funny. I have to say, I laughed out loud a few times. His mother is extremely amusing for some reason. So, yeah, I've been enjoying that. So, yeah, well, it could be on a bit of a Dickens kick, I think, for
What?
2020.
Jim's replying to Brandy for something, but I don't know.
Yeah, I read it.
Yeah, but I mean, but what is he replying to? Like what?
This one, sorry, I skipped it because they were talking to each other, I guess. But uh, Brandy, wow, I had to read Tale of Two Cities my freshman year and loved it. I read classics for a solid year after that. So, Sean, what's your plan for New Year's Eve? You heading out down the local?
No. The longest I've been out is walking to next door to try to get a package that was delivered. I had a broom and dustpan that was delivered to a neighbor, and I have no idea where it's gone. So
You
I have
haven't actually got really much idea about your environs then.
no. I can't go very far. I gotta walk like 10 or 15 feet. I need somewhere to sit. So
You need to
uh,
get your golf cart.
I need a mobility scooter. I'm working on that. So I'll see what they.
That'd be great. You're up and down around the area. There goes Mr. Standfast on his mobility scooter. Eh, there was
Want my bloody broom and dustpan so I can sweep up. I'm gonna have to buy another one because whoever got it is keeping it, or it was. I don't know where it was bloody well delivered. It just says that it was delivered, and I looked at the tracking and it says delivered to neighbor.
and you asked the neighbor and they said they never got it.
Well, the next door ones, yeah. So, but neighbor to the post office could be 10 doors down. I don't have the strength to be able to knock on every door and then go back for people who haven't answered. I don't have. There's no way I could do that.
Uh, well, that's pretty harsh. And you haven't got a vacuum cleaner then?
No, I had a little hand one, but it looks like the battery's gone. It's not working, so I'm gonna
Hmm.
have to figure out something. So my kitchen is whatever falls, if I can't, and when I get around to picking it up, if I pick it up, bending down is not that difficult as the getting back up.
Well, at least you don't have to eat off the floor. So,
No.
Brandy, yes, a bad teacher can definitely ruin a book for you.
Yeah, Grapes of Wrath. The teacher tried to really ruin that completely for me. It ruined it, I think, for everybody else. I was the only person that liked Grapes of Wrath uh, in the uh, in the class.
Jim, if you shared Kafka's sense of humor, I just realised Jim's gone all American. If you shared Kafka's sense of humor, you might laugh at Bleak House. Apparently, when Kafka read Metamorphosis to his friends, he would often burst out laughing. You need a strange sense of humor. Yeah, I guess you probably do. Um, there's too many Jims and Aarons. People are gonna have to change their names. Mystery Mayhem Jim. I read Great Expectations and loved it. I have a few others in the pipe that I should be reading, but haven't got around to them yet.
I think we need a great Dickens readathon.
No vacuum cleaner, that sucks.
Well, I will be getting one eventually.
Sorry, can I just no vacuum cleaner, that sucks.
Yeah, what doesn't?
I heard a good
Don't you have the drum roll? Dum.
I heard a good Christmas joke actually, but I'm not sure I can say it because it's a little bit rude. I'll have to tell you later. Edwin Drood, The Old Curiosity Shop, etc. Yeah. And Summer, The Grapes of Wrath is an all-time favorite of mine.
Yeah, I've been threatening to reread it again in the last couple of years. I just haven't got around to it.
Yeah, no, I need to
What
read it.
music? But I don't hear any of the music. Have you been playing any of the
He
music?
means the sound effects.
Yeah, but have you been?
You didn't hear it?
No, I haven't heard anything. No,
You didn't hear me do the trumpet? Wah, 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 wah.
no, no. It didn't come through here.
So can you hear this?
Nothing. I hear hissing.
Oh, interesting. So maybe it's there just so we don't get any feedback or anything, possibly. I don't know, but that's weird you can't hear it. Yes, Aaron, good idea. Solve the problem by changing your name to Jim. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and Aaron Read a Book says East of Eden. I have not read East of Eden. That's the one I've not read of his. And then Summer asks a good question.
It is a good question, but I fear the answer at the moment is no.
I might, if I'm still like, I'm looking at the source. I've got the source, and I've got the
Well, it's
covenant.
going to happen. I just don't think it's going to happen in 2024. I think it's 2025.
Yeah, that might be a little better because then I can assemble the rest of the books.
I think
Because
that's it as well. I need to get hold of more of them. And
I want
somebody,
to read them all. That's for sure. Like I think I made a list of 12 that I that to reread some and then to read ones that I haven't read. So
yeah, but somebody who was going to do it with us, I can't remember who, also had some kind of it. Well, they had some kind of issue where I thought, no, this isn't good for this year as well. So probably better to wait a year. Maybe they were on the book buying challenge or something like that.
Mark Richardson was thinking of that too.
Mm.
Doing it.
But no, I think 2025 is the year of James Michener. Of course, you know, you obviously had issues this year. I'll be moving house at some point in 2024 as well. So we'll see. I mean, I guess it doesn't have to start at the start of a calendar year. I mean, we could start it in August and go through
Wow,
till next
there's more
August.
than 12. Like if you do one a month, like it could go on for like a year and a half. I don't know how many you wrote. Like if you wanted to do that and just join in on the ones that you wanted to. You know,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, good.
what's that one say? I can't read it now. You
I'm
got
hearing the sound effects.
okay.
And Aaron, read a book. I've got Hawaii and Mexico, but haven't read them yet.
Yeah, I
Well,
haven't read Mexico. I'm pretty sure I've read Hawaii. I think it's Mexico is on my list for sure. I'm not sure if Hawaii is.
mm, we'll get to them. Well, is Hawaii different from South Pacific? Yeah, I guess it is.
I think it, yeah. Trying to think. Oh, it's maybe South Pacific that I've read then.
Hmm. Jim says East of Eden is my favorite Steinbeck, one of the few books I have reread. I'm trying to reread more. Summer says East of Eden was good, but not a favorite of mine. The Moon is Down would be my second favorite by Steinbeck.
Yeah, a lot of people. I never, for some reason, I never cared for Mice and Men. I did not like that so much.
I didn't mind it. I actually read it.
I think it's
I,
okay.
well, I read it when I was quite young, and I read it for fun. Which sounds weird because at the time a lot of people were in England. It was one of the school texts, that they had to read for English classes, but not for me. So I decided to read it anyway, and I liked it. I thought it was alright. But then it was. I read it in a day. It's very very thin. So um, I was going to say something then. Oh, I don't know if anyone's read his non-fiction. I really liked his Russian journal. I think it was the first book I talked about on BookTube.
Yeah,
It's
well, he's
very
got War Journal one too. Is it? Is it him? I think that's pretty good. Or am I thinking of somebody else?
yeah. No, he did. He
Yeah.
did. He did a war. Um, he did war journalism. I think he also did. Did he do something on Vietnam as well? I think.
Oh, that one I haven't. If he did,
But his Russia journals very good. I seem to keep getting pinker and pinker because it's getting quite hot in here. I put on the heating and now I'm really kind of wishing I didn't. Um, Brian liked Grapes of Wrath except for the endless metaphorical turtle chapters, or perhaps memory has amplified that aspect. Jim says for Remember December, I reread Wuthering Heights and The Metamorphosis by Kafka. And the other Jim, Mystery Mayhem Jim, of Mice and Men, is a favorite Steinbeck. Brilliant work. Summer says The Turtle is the best. And I don't know. Aaron Hooks had a stroke in the middle of typing. Probably going to say Of Mice and Men.
mm.
Um, and Summer says, yeah, I enjoyed Travels with Charlie. Summer. Yeah, it was really nice. A really nice book and very, very interesting. Um, that's right, Jim. Yes, in the Russia Journal, he visited Georgia. It was excellent. It was really good, really good. So yeah. God, I'm getting hot. You not hot, Elvis? Yeah. I don't know how he's going to take to having underfloor heating in the new house. It'll be quite nice for him, I guess. He'll be able to just lie there and bask in the warmth. So, according to my building log, we're 58% of the way done. So, over halfway.
What summer then? I guess.
Well, according to their log, it's mid-May.
Oh wow. Okay.
We'll see. We'll see if they get there.
Let's see if I can unpack by then too, but I don't think so.
Uh, I mean, there'll still be lots of things to do. I have to have like the ground raised, um, obviously fencing and stuff put in. I've decided to have a kitchen built instead of just one from IKEA. So I've had a kitchen. I've had an interior designer in because I've got It's an all-in-one living room, kitchen, and dining room area. Then I have to have stairs built and a few other things. So there'll be a lot before it's actually finished. And then, I haven't even started on the garden, of course, so that will also be an adventure. But I plan to follow all those adventures through on my second channel. So, Brandy, Aaron's message doesn't show up on my screen. Well, which Aaron? There's three in the chat. So, Aaron Hook, I read Mice and Men at school, which I enjoy, but I've not read much else of Steinbeck. Are there any recommendations for Donna Party books? Well, yes, the one I'm reading, if you haven't read it, which is that The Indifferent Stars Above. That's the name of it. Yeah, I've got my thing here. I can tell you. Yeah, The Indifferent Stars Above by Daniel James Brown is the one I was reading, or I'm almost finished reading, about the Donner Party. So, always makes me think of kebabs. Maybe that's where a lot of the
And
mystery
Sweeney
meat
Todd
comes from.
and Sweeney Todd meat pies.
There you go. Yeah, yeah. Do you know which translation of War and Peace? What, the one that Shawn and I are going to read? It's Anthony Briggs. Brandy, I've had issues before. Yes, I'm sure you have. Oh, sorry. I've had issues before where I couldn't see certain people during lives. I thought that was happening again. Hmm. Huh? Oh, okay. Yeah. No worries there. Uh, Jim, 26, watching. Only 4 people boot the live. Is that true? Oh my goodness. You should all be ashamed of yourselves. That's an outrage. Still, I suppose it's better than 22 people hitting the dislike button, which maybe. Another person who's suffered mid comment. I wonder if it's an issue with this rather than with actually making the comments.
Prima Donna. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, that is good.
I see 16 likes. Okay.
Well, that's okay.
Oh, that's probably because Jim's been in here longest, and I don't think it refreshes. It doesn't. Your thing won't refresh. You got to leave and then come back, and then it'll.
Maybe Summer just liked it 16 times. Thank you, Summer. Of course, you can't do that, though, can you? But it doesn't matter to me, though, really. I don't mind. I'm not one of these people who becomes super obsessed with it. I just get more upset with the dislikes rather than likes, if that makes sense, Because I'm
Yeah.
always thinking, it always causes me to second guess. I'm thinking, what did I say? What did I do? How could anyone dislike me? This is terrible. It's not like they necessarily dislike the content. It's like you take it personally.
Well,
I don't. You don't walk around going, "Yeah, I got 22 likes." Instead, you go, "I got one dislike." What happened?
like my views, obviously, because I haven't been doing videos, have really dropped. But there's one video that's always like it's either number one still or higher. It's an old one. It's that your personal library or something like that. For some stupid reason, I keep getting views on that, and it just doesn't make sense.
There's no rhyme or reason behind it all.
I don't
It.
think there is because literally you could do the exact same thing that somebody else does, and it's just I think happenstance that you get the algorithm puts you somewhere that all of a sudden people start clicking on it because you look at the where your video has appeared, below other people's as recommendations, and it's like mine. I'll do something on, say, Hyperion, and it'll be on some woman who I remember there was one that her thing was talking about bags, purses and bags, and it's like. What's that got to do with what I did? Nothing. Why is it suggested there?
You see it anyway. I mean, you see amazing booktubers who have like, you know, 500 subscribers, and you see rubbish ones that have thousands.
Yeah.
So there's no rhyme or reason behind it. Yeah, okay. Thank you. A lot of people talking now about how many likes and people watching. Aaron says he only gets dislikes when he talks about Dickens or popular sci-fi. Well, those are from me, Aaron. When you're talking about
Well, I've
the sci-fi, I
I've
go
got a
through it slightly.
I've got a title of a video that's coming up that will probably get a lot of dislikes just from the title. So
Yeah, I disliked it before you even put it up. Aaron, since you can't see the number of dislikes anymore, I'm not sure what the point of dislike button is. Well, we can see them, Aaron. You can see them. Um, just the audience can't see them. Jim's asking how you're settling in, Sean.
slowly, it's nice, but it's just slow. I'm still unpacking, and I'll be unpacking for months because it's very slow. Because most of the stuff has to go upstairs, and that's what I'm having difficulty with is taking it upstairs.
You need one of those Stanner stair lifts
Yeah, it would take up the whole stairs. That's the problem.
to see.
Yeah, well, more like this,
Right.
which is very steep.
Uh, Paladin says there's a dislike add-on you can download for the browser that will allow you to see the dislikes again. Well, I mean, you can still see them in the studio. You can't see who dislikes uh, videos, which is probably a good thing because I'd probably pay a visit to some of those people. Uh, but yeah, yeah, I think I missed one actually. Hang on. Oh yeah, Winterlin. Sorry about that. Jim, I read that with the photographs. Yeah, yeah. This is the Russia Journal. I've got that too with the photographs. Um, Indeed, Wanda. Yeah, I don't think anybody really understands them. The algorithms. Brandy is proud of her dislikes when she gets them. Wants to show them off. So, all right. Well, nice to see you, Summer. Thanks for popping in. Good night to you. She's off to bed, off to get some sleep. Does the new place seem healthier?
That's for me, I guess. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it does because even though I'm still having breathing problems, like when I move around and stuff like that, and sometimes if I lay down too long, but I haven't had any breathing difficulties from other substances. Like I haven't had the wheezing like I would get occasionally at the old place. And I think it's fresher air here as well. I don't have exhaust fumes coming in all the time from the cars. But it is weird. Even though I don't smell very, I don't. My sniffer doesn't work that well since COVID. I can still smell things occasionally, and I don't know whether they're real. Like upstairs in my bedroom, I don't know if it's somebody doing something out in the back. It's not perfume or anything like that. It was like this morning. I was in the front room and I was dozing, and I swear I could smell like exhaust fumes, but I don't know where that was coming from.
Very strange. If anyone was doing their some kind of work on a vehicle or anything.
Yeah, because well, I
Yeah.
didn't hear it. That's the thing. I didn't hear anything.
Aaron says you need a funicular railway for your stairs.
Mm. Yeah, actually you could probably hook something up that would not a railway so much, but like a conveyor belt that goes up.
Just get a hoist, a basket, hoist up the stuff you need, and head up.
Yeah, but
Wait.
there's nowhere to hoist it up because you can't hoist it. Well, you got to do it on an angle.
Hmm. Paladin, I've heard dislikes help as it shows engagement on your channel. Maybe, maybe, but it's hard not to take those things personally, I suppose. Aaron, read a book. If you want to generate a lot of views and dislikes, do a top 10 worst sci fi books ever and include all the favorite books of Reddit. That could probably work.
Well, mine's gonna be well, Brandy's got one there saying Jaws, and I'll be doing something about Star Wars, so I'll probably get a lot of dislike.
Jim, if you upset fandoms, you can garner dislikes like hating on Dune, but you'd also boost your views. Well, I suppose there's that, isn't it? I suppose you have high views, high dislikes. If you're monetized, then you're laughing because you're still getting money even if they dislike it. So, yeah, yeah, possibly. But no, it's funny you say that because you got me thinking. You mentioned it the other day, didn't you, Sean? But I'd watched it before. Is that BookTube Sucks channel?
Yeah, yeah, I was. Brandy told me about that.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone else has watched the channel BookTube Sucks, but I don't know. I find it quite amusing actually. Someone does parodies or picks up on some of the absolute rubbish some people talk about. I don't know if did you watch any of the videos, Sean?
I looked at a few of them. Yeah, I thought some of them were a bit heavy-handed, like somebody mispronouncing something. I thought that was stupid because people mispronounce things, or it is a bit jarring to hear it. But it's like if you've never heard a name pronounced before, you're not going to do it correctly. But there was, I think the very first one was an opinion of some young woman that is just she was just batshit crazy. So
Who said that poetry isn't for white men?
yeah, or something like that. Yeah, just batshit crazy.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. As you mentioned already, Brandy did post a scathing review of Jaws early in her channel's life and got 28 dislikes. What on earth did you say? Is that Jaws the book or the film? I'm guessing the book, probably. Uh, Mystery Jim is glad that things are looking up for you, Sean, onwards and upwards. Camis Journey says the only good tube is BookTube. And Jim's books, reading and stuff, Dr. Seuss, Roald Dahl, J.K. Rowling are often mispronounced. Oh, did I flicker there?
I don't know. I didn't notice. I was reading uh, the comment of Jim's
Oh,
comment.
my own thing flickered. I went black for a second. So,
So
don't
how
know.
do, how do you mispronounce J.K.? Is it rolling?
Is it Rowling or rolling?
I guess.
She's rolling over in Czech.
Well, I like it with what you were saying about the dislike. It's like the people are burning your books. It's going, well, thanks for the donation, basically, because you had to buy it before you could burn it.
Yeah. Aaron, Sean Star Wars video. Hello, BookTube. I don't like Star Wars. It's crap. Read Dune instead. Goodbye.
Yeah.
I did flicker. Yeah, I thought I did. I thought I did. Apparently, Dr. Seuss is the correct pronunciation.
So
It's
it's
not
not
Dr.
Seuss, is it?
Seuss. It's Dr. Seuss. Rhymes with voice.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
if you actually said Seuss, then you'll probably be mocked for it. Almost like it's like I had so many comments when I talked about A. E. Van Vogt, a Canadian science fiction writer, and people were saying, "Oh, that's wrong. It's uh, Voight or something like that." And it's like, no, it's not. He pronounces it that way. People mispronounce Clifford Simak. I say Simak, but Simic is how he pronounces it himself. He pronounces it his own surname, Simic. But people say Simac, and it's like that is wrong. That is way wrong.
It's probably Seamark if it's Czech, really,
Well,
in its
yeah, the
origin.
original one. Yeah, yeah.
But it's like Mr. Everest, who the mountain's named after. He pronounced his name Everest. So he's
Okay.
probably doubly annoyed because he would always make a point of his pronunciation being Everest. That actually the mountain named after him has gone down as Everest. So, you know,
Well, Haley's Comet. It's
Halley.
Holly, like
Yeah,
Holly, I think, or something like that, isn't it?
Edmund Halley.
Yeah, it's
Mm,
not what people say.
no. Brandy's bigoted? No, what's this? Yes, the book. I called it misogynistic, racist, bigoted. Did I spell that right? You spelt that right. Yes, That. Well done. Anti-Semitic, poorly written, boring, and a number of other things. LOL. How's it anti-Semitic? What, the shark only goes after Jewish people, or what? It's kind of impressive to get that much prejudice into a book about a killer shark. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Oh dear. Chemist Jenny Carnegie.
Carnegie. I always said Carnegie.
Yeah, it's like Steve actually the other day. Steve Donahue mentioned some book where the author, and I think he said, I think it was Steve. So forgive me, I might be wrong, but he did pronounce it as Cockburn, but it's Coburn.
Cockburn. Yeah, that's. It depends because like in Canada, there's some people have it, and some people say no, it's Coburn, and others say it's Cockburn.
Well,
It's
you know,
bucket bouquet. You know.
to me, Cockburn is something that happens if you're very irresponsible. So, um, joking aside, but there are others. I mean, it's some people. You see these names like Cholmondeley, Chumley.
Yeah,
What's another? Beauchamp, Beecham.
yeah.
It just depends, I suppose.
Fungi, father and gay. You know.
Fotheringay, yeah, yeah. You say either, I say either. Exactly. Booknick. I like when commentators get angry over mispronouncing names. I doubt the author. I doubt the author who has been dead for 50 years really cares. Probably not. What about that one?
I can't see it. I have to scroll back.
Anthony Powell. How would you pronounce
Oh,
it?
Anthony Pohl. It's Anthony Pohl.
Exactly. Anthony Powell. And yeah, Aaron's already mentioned Mannering,
Yeah.
Chumley, Barmy, Fotheringay, Phipps,
Fungi Phipps.
Fungi Phipps, exactly. Oh well, there you go. Aaron says exactly. Cock burns when you pee on the electric fence. St John, St John, exactly. It really was. LLL. I wouldn't have minded because of time in which it was written, except he wrote a 5-page intro later, apologising for his poor portrayal of thy shark, and said nothing about the rest.
Well,
Aloysius.
yeah, that's the bear in Brideshead Revisited. Yeah, I've come across that so many times. There were people don't know how to pronounce that. Yeah, Aloysius. Or when I said Aloysius, they're going, "Who? What?"
Marchioness.
Yeah, Martianus is what I would say.
Do,
How else is
do
that?
you remember, like last year, I think it was, we were talking in 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 the studio, and I was complaining about people mispronouncing things, and then immediately I
Yeah.
went out and said I'm going to read Aristophanes. Almost no shark in it at all. Yeah. No, I've not read it yet. I did read a book called Close to Shore, though, which was the events of which served as the inspiration for Jaws. That was jolly interesting. So yeah. But I'm thinking, James, even with regards to your name, how one would pronounce it. Ruchala, Ruchala. Rutula. See? It's difficult.
Oh yeah,
Vaughan.
Seal Band is so good, Siobhan. It's
Well,
like
I had a friend called
the
well, her nickname was Supervan, but yeah, we of course it was Siobhan, so I do know it.
yeah. Well, yeah. It's just there's no way you can know that Siobhan. Like it just doesn't make sense. It's impossible to know it.
Well, yes, it's Morris if you're English, but I think Americans call him Maurice.
Yeah.
Michael Crichton. Well, it's like you, Sean. The number of people that call you steadfast,
Oh yeah.
standfast.
Yeah. Well, that's I just that boggles imagination where you can't pronounce something exactly the same, and they can't even do it on the phone. And they ask how can you spell it? Stand fast, and then they still don't get it. You spell it out, and they're still not getting it. And I said, okay, what's this? What's the opposite of sitting? And then they'll say stand. And then what's the opposite of slow? And they say fast. And I put that together, and they still can't do it. And it's like these people are brain dead.
The Polish pronunciation, Ruhawa.
Oh, really? Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, you see, that would be, you wouldn't know that.
Well, I mean, in Czech it would be because the ch is like h, so it'd be Ruchala, Ruchala, if it was in Czech. But James's family pronounce it as Rushala, Rushala.
Yeah, but then if you do it as a hard ch, it'd be rucola. So you see, to me, a name like that, your name James, is something that would be, you'd expect people to make a mistake on it, or at least I would. But something as simple as mine, I wouldn't have thought, or most people's names. It's that old joke where the high school announcement, and or at least it was in Canada, it was a joke where they get all the Italian names all correctly, and then they try to pronounce Canadian or American last name Smythe, Semitic.
It's like the what's it, wasn't it? The goodness gracious me.
Oh yeah, yeah.
When they're in the they go out for an English, and he's like James, 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 come here. Well, let's see what Yim has to say. Yim's books, Reading and Stoof. When I worked in Our Price, blimey, Jim, that's going back a bit, isn't it? Our Price. Customers were asking for Skinhead O'Connor. Well, it could be Skinhead, yeah. Yeah, she did shave her head, eh?
Well, what threw me here in the UK was when I worked in the bookstore, the first job that I got here, and I would be looking up a book and it would pronounce it, and they would say H, not
Hey,
H, but hey, Hay, and I'm going, what the fuck is that? You know, like that is not a letter.
it doesn't give me an option to beep out. That would be better, wouldn't it? If you were going to go, what the fuck?
Oh,
Except
I
you
heard
can't hear
that.
that, so
That's a beamy
yeah.
thing. I heard that one.
Oh, you did hear that one, all right.
Yeah.
Kami says, my first name is Kami, or Kami, or Kami. It's pronounced so many ways, yeah.
It's like the full is Kami. You see, yeah, like that you would know because you'd want to pronounce it Kamids because you got the IDS in there. And if that's not pronounced, that is, that doesn't translate that easily to I guess Western English. I wouldn't have thought.
Well, the other problem is when it comes to your first name, people have issues spelling it.
Well, that makes sense.
There's two different or three different versions, right?
Yeah, there's more than that actually. but yeah, like that is that's what I mean. That is understandable, but the surname is not understandable.
Yeah. Aaron Hook says, I was autocorrect once tried in a text message, stand farts.
That's only if I had beans.
Jesus. James is used to all kinds of guesses. And Brandy says, Mark, I think you should play all the music choices for us. I don't know. There's not. That's it really. You got the air horn.
See, I don't hear
That's
that.
that's stand farts for you there, right?
I
Obviously the
don't hear
applause.
that. I don't hear that. Don't hear that.
No doorbell.
No.
The drum snare.
Oh, I heard something, but not much. I heard something. I'm not sure what it was.
You heard that?
No, nothing.
It was the sad trumpet. Then,
Well, I heard it when we were in the studio part.
mm. And then there's like other stuff. I won't play it all, but there's like countdown intro music, and then they've got background music apparently. So I suppose we could be talking while. What's going on there?
I don't know. I clicked on something wrong.
The bacon. Everyone's cooking show. Maybe some commercial music.
No, I've got a thing here. It says one. It's as if I. That's
No,
weird.
it's a comment. It's a new comment.
Okay, now how do I go back? Okay, here we go. Okay.
Well, that's too loud, isn't it? No, that doesn't work. But there's a couple of other things. There's a background techno loop.
No, nothing.
Oh, really?
Nothing.
So, there we have it. Jim, automated captions on YouTube. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so many times, yeah, you hear people say, "Hey, the cube Poirot," they parrot, Hercules parrot.
Hercule Poirot.
Yeah, that's another one. Yeah.
Herpily, happily. Yeah. Olga Tokazuk. Tarchuk, maybe. Yeah, you love the techno loop.
Yeah, it's weird that I can't hear it.
Jim, stop sending me Voxer messages. You should be concentrating on this. Jim Mayhem Mystery Jim. But having said that, I guess we might wrap it up in a minute, I suppose, because we are limited to only 2 hours. We've only gone an hour and 20
Let's
minutes.
push it to the limit and see if it cuts you off.
I don't want to go the whole limit.
What?
I just wonder what happens if I zoom, because you can. I don't know if because you're on your tablet, but like the I can actually increase the size of the comments within the studio so I can read them clearer. There's like a magnifying glass thing next to them. So actually it can make them bigger for you if you eventually get on your computer and start making videos. So could be quite good. I don't know what else there is to do on here. Seems about it. I mean, you can add. I think you can add your own music.
Oh, I've got a full screen mode.
What does that do? Well, it's probably only on your
It
side.
makes it a little bigger, yeah. It
Uh-huh.
doesn't give me I don't have the URL at the top, but it makes things a little bigger.
You can broadcast in a portrait mode, but you can't do that whilst the live is ongoing.
What do you mean?
No, I meant you can actually have it so you can broadcast to Instagram in the portrait mode. So, Aaron was watching the news once, and Hilary Mantel was captioned as Hairy Mantel. Aaron says cooking with Shawn On this week's episode, BookTube's second favourite Canadian cooks his favourite meal, crab meat and squid soup
Oh,
with
jeez.
piping hot apple crumble and custard for dessert. I just have to think then who is, well, I don't know, who is BookTube's favourite Canadian? Must be Jim, I guess. Right, Jim? It's true, but it's hard when it's flashing next to me. And I'm thinking I can see, oh, Jim sent me a message. Who's BookTube's favourite Canadian? Aaron. Yeah, it must be.
There's a lot of Canadian booktubers. That's the thing. And there's some that I didn't know were Canadian, and I find out were Canadian. So.
Yeah. Yeah, Jim's Canadian.
See that I didn't know.
Mystery Mayhem Jim. Whereas the other Jim's Georgian.
Well,
Y'all.
Bill at Bill's Books is Canadian. Who else? There's a one somebody librarian or something. She's Canadian.
Amy's number one.
Yeah.
There you go. There you have it. Jim's goal is to become the best Canadian booktuber. We'll go for it, Jim. I aim to be BookTube's premier British booktuber that lives in the Czech Republic. Maybe the only one. I don't know. Maybe not. But I think if you agree, I think we'll end it there for now. You're probably getting hungry. Must be about lunchtime or breakfast time, depending on your body clock. Shawn. So thank you very much, everybody, for watching and joining us in this experimental live using this new, well, it's not, well, I guess it's software, isn't it? But it's web-based streamer as an alternative to StreamYard, and it was okay. It's got some things I don't like. This thing flashing around above my head, but other than that, I thought it was all right. Actually, it was all
Yeah.
right.
It's weird that I can't hear the sounds or most of the sounds. That's odd.
Well, maybe, but then it's more important, I suppose, the viewer hears it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, but
The thing is, how come I can hear some and then not the others?
true, true. Thank you, everybody. Saying goodbye. Aaron does leave. Aaron Hook says, on the other hand, Shawn is BookTube's foremost Clifford D. Sunak expert.
Yeah, just think that he's, his son is Prime Minister of the UK. That's not good.
He'd be rolling in his grave.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, do take care. All the best. And if we don't see you before then, I guess Shawn and I'm speaking for Shawn, I'm sure he would agree, wish you all very happy and healthy New Year.
Humbug.
Take care, everybody.
Humbug.